Hello, Mike Fitzpatrick here. I want to do a real quick video tutorial on how to use Google Analytics to actually track your offline marketing efforts. A lot of emphasis has been put on Google Analytics over the years on how to track online marketing, but it is possible to track offline marketing. I actually spoke on this at Digital Dealer almost 3 years ago now, but wanted to redo it a little bit. Even though none of the information's changed, just wanted to clean up the video and make it something that easier to follow. So basically right now I'm at the Google URL builder, and the way I always find this is if you just do a quick search for Google URL builder, it will always be that first one. Okay, and it just brings you to this page. Okay, so we'll go back to the other one so I don't have too many of them open, but ultimately you're going to build a URL just like you would track. I know Jared Hamilton and a few other people have been talking about this quite a bit in their presentations. I actually got to see Jared speak on this at NADA in Las Vegas recently, so it made me think of adding this piece to it. So at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually find the site that I want to be pointing to. So say I'm going to be running a campaign to a microsite or my own site. In this case, I'm just going to grab this one. I've got a bunch of URLs. I'm just going to copy this Dealer Trend Motors. I'm going to go back to my builder, okay, and then I'm going to go campaign source, and let's say this is going to be a direct mail piece. And let's do direct mail, and then let's do snail mail, and let's say the content is going to be let's just do DT Motors. So depending on the content, I could run 3 or 4 of these and have different content, even a different background color on my direct mail piece to see what kind of results I get for each. So it's a great way to do some A/B testing as well. So then we do the campaign name, and in this case, let's just do company A. And the idea behind that is, let's say you've hired a direct mail company to do this, and that's the campaign name. So you can break this down any way you want. You probably want to get a little more detailed there. Each campaign is going to be different. So now I've got all my pieces in place, and I'm going to go ahead and generate URL. So that gives me a UTM source code essentially from Google. I'm going to copy that. And then I like to actually shorten that link as well. So I'm going to go to bit.ly. I'm going to shorten that link. Now, one other thing you can do with this, let's say on your direct mail piece, you want to also make that or add a QR code. I know not a lot of people are using them, but it only takes a couple of minutes and doesn't cost a whole lot. So just put .qr at the end of that and copy and paste that and put it on your mailer, and now you've got a QR code as well. That's kind of bit.ly functionality, really, really simple. So now that I've got all of those pieces, the next piece is I need to forward the URL I want to my site. So the way this is going to work is I'm going to actually advertise cardealer-websites.com in my direct mail piece. Okay, so everything is going to say cardealer-websites, cardealer-websites. That's my marketing URL. So if somebody types that in, I'm going to forward it. I'm selecting the forward here. I'm going to forward it to that short link I just made that will then pass them through to my dealertrendmotors.com site with all the UTM information I just had. Okay, so we're going to hit OK and OK, and in a few minutes this will refresh and I'll have that forwarding on. Once that's done, I can give you an example of how it will work. So I'm going to pause for a minute, give it a couple seconds until that forwarding takes place, and then we'll pick it up. All right, so now we've given it a couple of minutes and my forwarding has actually taken place, and I can tell that by when I click on the manage link here, it'll actually show me that it's actually forwarding. Okay, so now what I want to do is just test it. So So we'll go to a new browser and we're going to type in cardealerwebsites.com, because remember, I'm forwarding cardealerwebsites.com to Dealer Trend Motors. So I hit that, and you can see what happens. It actually forwards automatically to Dealer Trend Motors. So basically it forwarded to my bit.ly link, my shortened link, and then expanded it out. So I've got Dealer Trend Motors, I've got my source as direct mail, my medium as snail mail, my content as DT Motors, and my company A as my campaign name. So you can literally track just about anything this way. Even if you want to put it in an email, you can, although obviously just a regular link going to the UTM in the page is great. But you can direct this, by the way, to a subfolder. So if I wanted to have it further in the site, I could. A landing page that has no exposure, public facing links would be great. And remember, we did the QR code. So if you do a postcard or something like that, you might even get some people scanning the QR code and going to the site. So there's a good way to track your offline marketing. And remember, when you do this too, you can also add this to your multi-channel funnel. Just make sure you add direct marketing as a source and always create this kind of URL. You have to track it 100% to really know what's working and what's not. But if you make a habit of doing this, you're going to be able to measure every piece of your marketing. So now once you've actually run your campaign and you want to measure it, by having that UTM code from Google is extremely simple. So you just go into your traffic sources in your Google Analytics, go down to campaigns, and your campaigns will be listed here. Okay. In this case, in this particular scenario, I ran a campaign. These were all web-based, but again, they could be direct marketing, pretty much anything I want. You can see my medium is web, my different locations that I ran this particular campaign, and I can see the different traffic that's being generated because of that. So each of them has information, okay, and I can drill into it as far as I want. You remember, each piece of the URL, the source, the campaign name, all that kind of thing has a drill in once it's been put here. So if you want to do multivariate testing or something to that effect, you can take your campaign name and then have content 1 and content 2, depending on how you want to break that up. So now you can start to determine what's working and what's not. So that's how you can track your offline marketing through your website and Google Analytics. Thank you much.